Today we will do a car rig using in Blender. So we're not going to use any car rigging add-ons or things like that, but we are just going to use the tools in Blender. So to start with, make sure you have a car or vehicle model that are available from Sketchfab or some car that you have modeled. So make sure all the body of the vehicle is a single object, except for the tires. They should be separate from the main body of the vehicle. Okay, now we can start our car rigging process. So to start with, let me go to this view, and then what you can do is shift and right click here, and we can add empty axis so that they can be used as a center point. So make sure it's as the center point. Shift right click. Now shift A, then go to empty, and then plane axis. Let's scale it up so that it is visually it can be visually seen. So same way I will do this to all the vehicle tires. Here also at center points, shift right click, and then let's add empty plane axis, and let's scale this up. Okay, same thing on the other side. I will do the same here at the center points. I will add plane axis and then resize this one. Now again here I will I'll put the cursor in the middle, and then I will add plane axis. Okay, now we have added empty axis on all the four wheels of the vehicle, in this case the Volkswagen model. So what the next step is to parent the tires with their corresponding axis. So to do that, click on the tire first, then shift left click on the empty axis like this, then Ctrl P to set parent to object, keep transform. Now if I select the axis and if I move it, the wheel or tire will move together with the empty axis because they are now connected. So the same way I'll do to the rest of the tires. I will attach them with their corresponding axis. So set parent to object transform. Here also again set parent to object, keep transform, and then finally the last wheel, set parent to object, keep transform. Okay, now we are done with that. So the next thing is we need to add an empty axis, Shift A, and then another empty axis, and then I'm gonna resize this. Okay. There you go. Now let's move it up. So I want to place this axis on the top part, on top of the vehicle here. Okay. Maybe I can bring it up like this. Make sure it's on the center top part. Okay. This looks okay. Alright, now the purpose of this is we're going to parent every part of the vehicle to this single axis so that we don't need to move every individual piece of the vehicle one at a time. So first we need to parent the vehicle, the body, to the big axis here, the center axis. So make sure in your model all the parts of the vehicle are joined as single units. So I'll select the body, then shift click the axis, and then let's parent it. Object, keep transform. Next, I'll again select all. Next, I'll join all the wheel empty axes to the main axis separately. So let's select. Okay, let's select all the axes like this. Alright, now everything is selected. Then finally the big axis. And then Control P, objects, keep transform. Okay, now everything is connected to this central axis. We can test this by moving this. If I move this, now the whole car is moving along together with the axis. Okay, now the next part is to simulate the rotation of this wheel. So to do that, let's go to the rotation parts. Okay, now due to the position of this, the wheel is going to be turning using the x-axis. So if I rotate the wheel along the x-axis, you can see that the wheel is turning. So this means we need to add a rotation effect on the x-axis. So to do that, right click here and then add driver. So we need to add an expression here that determines how fast the wheel is rotating. So to do that, make sure the variance times 3 is the formula. You can use 1, 2, 3 or any number you like, but 3 is the optimum based on my experience, but you can experiment with this number also. And the object that the wheel is going to turn is using the big axis, the central axis here. In my case, it's this one. Okay, now I can test this. I can move this and see how this the wheel rotates. Now wait. Okay. Okay, I think I made a mistake here. So So actually the wheel should turn, so the vehicle is facing the Y direction, the Y axis. So I have to redo that. So let me delete this one. Okay, if I move this, okay, it's not going to be this one actually. Actually, it should be the X one. So I'm not sure why it didn't work, but let's try again. So add driver times 3, and let's see what, yeah, the name is correct. Okay, edit driver. Now it will be this one. Okay, so if I move this, yeah, now the wheel is turning, you can see. Let's see if it can turn in a specific direction. Okay, let me try. Okay, I can rotate this way. Now let's try it. Okay, the wheel seems to be now turning, but actually it's turning in the opposite direction. So to fix this, let's go into this parts and then edit driver, and then we can change the direction here. It's 3, we can make this -3, and let's see how this affected the rotation. So now the wheel is turning in the right direction, and if I go backward, now it's a natural rotating direction. Okay, now the first wheel is done. We need to apply the same principle to the rest of the wheels. To do that, we can copy the driver here, and then go to the axis of the second wheel, and then paste the driver. The same way, we're going to paste to each of the wheels in the X direction. Paste driver here. Here also, right click and paste driver. Alright, now let's see how the vehicle is moving. Yeah, now the wheels seems to be rotating. Okay, let's check the other side. They're rotating, every wheel is now rotating, but I have to check the direction. Is the direction correct? Yeah, it seems so. Now the backward direction is this one, and if I move forward, yeah, it seems to be rotating forward. Okay, so it seems to be working now. Let's animate this and see how it looks. So let me press I and then apply location, rotation and scale, and let's go to 100 frame, and then I'm gonna drag this somewhere around here, and then Let me add another keyframe and let's see how this plays out. Okay, the animation is working, the wheels are turning. Okay, but I'm not sure about how the direction is affected. Let me take a closer look. Okay, the wheels seem to be rotating backward, so we need to fix that. Okay, so to fix this, let me go to this one. I need to, okay, let's try with this one in the positive direction. Okay, let's try now. Okay, the front wheel is rotating the correct way, so I need to apply this to each and every. Let me check. Okay, I will apply this to each and every part of the wheels in the X direction. Paste driver. All right. Okay, now let's find out. Okay, now every wheel seems to be turning the right direction. Let's also check on the other side. Yeah, so it seems to be working. So this was one way of doing a car rig in Blender without using any vehicle or car rigs. So it's flexible and you can adjust based on the direction of your vehicle. Alright, so I hope you liked today's tips. So if you like to get more additional info on Blender and different techniques, please make sure to like and subscribe the channel.